All right, let's go to our game, DeMonze, the coaching hotline.
Coaching hotline. All right, so coaches around the NFL are paying attention to you. Oh, they're about to put me in the room first. Coaches around the NFL are paying attention to you, not because of your world-renowned clock management skills, but because of your revolutionary run the ball on 2nd and 7 approach at NCAA 25. So are you officially playing now?
Not only am I playing. So, yeah, the franchise, we retired it. We did 10 solid years at Syracuse. We won 2 national championships. We had 3 number 1 recruiting classes. And my work there was done. So now I've actually started playing the game, and I'm here to tell you I'm cooking. I'm here to tell you that that I am getting
online
cursed out.
CPU or
they're all online.
So you're
no, it's all online. I'm playing, and I am confident enough, and I'm justifying how often I'm playing by saying it's helping me learn about the college football rosters headed into the season, because this new one has the real ratings, the real names, all of it, which means every game I use a different team. So I've played 40 games and I've used 40 different teams. I started with all the tier 1 teams. Now I've used all the tier 2 teams. Now I'm making my way through the tier 3 teams. And I'm here to tell you, if you're a starting quarterback on one of the teams I pick and you're slow and there is an inaccurate, low awareness, but very fast freshman deep on the depth chart, you're getting benched, buddy, because I am out here running the speed option and the read option and the triple option like I'm Georgia Tech. I am out here just putting speed on the field, running the damn ball, and then chucking it deep and frustrating people. Yesterday, I had this guy in the torture chamber because here's the thing. Yesterday, I played a game before I went to work. So this usually I play when I get home from work. But yesterday, I had all my stuff done early, and it was like 10:20. And I was the only one at home. I'm like, I'm getting a game in, which means now I'm playing if it's an adult, it probably means he doesn't have a job because it's 10:20 in the afternoon and we're playing, or 10:20 in the morning and we're playing NCAA. And this guy was so mad at the defensive coverages and disguises I was throwing at him. And he kept saying into the mic, you just stay in that cover. You're just in cover 2 man. Wait, get out of cover 2 man. But I was never in cover 2 man. I had him just in the absolute torture chamber. And listen, I only score like 13 points a game. I'm out here kicking field goals, DeMonze. I'm punting on 4th and medium.
Field goals on there are a little hard.
Well, yeah, you got it. I'm using 3rd down as just a give up down to center the ball to make sure I'm in good field goal position.
For your option?
I am playing the most conservative brand of video game football anyone's ever seen, and nobody can deal with me. I mean, I just keep, now again, the way it works, you have to win enough to get to the level of the actual great players. But I have rapidly ascended the ranks. I won the, quote, national championship in whatever the second easiest difficulty is. In my 10 games, division? I did so well. Yeah, freshman, right. Yeah. So now I'm currently undefeated in the sophomore division. So I guess I've played almost 30 games. And I'm just out here cooking. And so eventually I'm sure I'm going to play people that are really, really good, but these kids.
You should play me. I've played like maybe 16 games and used Texas in every single one of them, so I'd be using Texas.
Oh, you
again.
should. Yeah. But Texas is excellent, and Quinn Ewers is a good passer, but he's not mobile. The team you should try if you want a team that has great players and a good quarterback, but also he can scoot.
Georgia
is Georgia's Alabama. Jalen Milroe. Yeah. The other thing I'll tell you right now is the second fastest quarterback in the entire game is Syracuse's 3rd string kid.
Oh
He's
my
a
goodness.
92
Okay,
speed.
dude.
Oh my goodness, folks get mad. I played with Syracuse a few times, and because it's my school, and I'm here to tell you, man, they're like, oh yeah, like they're Ohio State, and they see
licking
they're
their
playing a
chops.
tier 3 Syracuse. They're all excited, and they've got a great tight end, Aronde Gadsden Jr., and this quarterback. And I'm just out here running the option. You're ready for it. And then boom, Gadsden over the middle. And then running the option. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm out. Yeah. I love this game. I missed this game
strategy.
so much. And so, all right, sorry, coaches. So, the reason you even brought this up is because I said to Coach Mangini, I now have a newfound respect for running the ball on 1st and 10, for running the ball on 2nd and 7. For making the defense respect the run to open up my passing options. And so Coach Mangini's been trying to convince me of that for years, but now that I'm in it, now that I'm really in the midst
you didn't always
of it,
agree with run the ball on 2nd and 7? Like that wasn't a good strategy to you? I feel like that's...
I get very frustrated. Basically, let me just tell you something. In video games, maybe. I was on with Coach about real football, and he knows he's watched enough Chiefs games with me that basically every time the Chiefs run the ball, I get mad. I'm like, just let Patrick do it. Just leave the game in Patrick's hands. That's what I want, but I do understand it. Okay, let's go to our coaching hotline. Sorry, that was probably longer than people wanted or needed on NCAA, but I'm here to tell you, I love the game. I missed it so much, and I'm so glad it's back. Go ahead.
I'm glad you're happy, Pops. Since the hotline is blinging, since the demand is so high, we've started a hotline. So new head coaches get 60 seconds of your time for you to iron them straight. First off, we got Jim Harbaugh. He's been away from the NFL for nearly a decade and needs to be caught up to speed. What's your advice to Jim Harbaugh? 60 seconds.
All right, the advice Jim Harbaugh is very simple, which is stick with what got you there. There's going to be a lot of external pressure. You have Justin Herbert. He has this cannon. Herbert's dealing with plantar fascia, or plantar fasciitis, an injury to his plantar fascia. Instead of drafting Neighbors at number 5, you drafted Joe Alt. You're in a division where none of the teams, the Chiefs included, have great run defenses. You hired Greg Roman. You want to run the ball. Keep running the ball and don't do what the previous regime did there. And I think, by the way, he's going to take all this advice and try to microwave it. Look at it as this year we're going to get back to respectability. Next year we're going to expect to be a playoff team. And the year after we're going to try to compete with the Chiefs for the division. That's exactly what he's going to do, and that'd be my advice. I don't think he really needs advice. I think he's doing it the smart way, and that's what they're going to do. Next.
Take it. Next is Raheem Morris with the Falcons. He's asking to do a better job than Arthur Smith. Doesn't seem too hard. What's your advice for Raheem Morris?
So listen, there is going to be a lot of focus on, oh my God, finally Kyle Pitts and Drake London can get the ball. And again, this is going to sound very old school of me. However, even with the addition of Matthew Judon on defense, the Falcons are going to have one of the worst defenses in football. Now, Raheem is a great defensive mind and will be able to coach them up to a degree, but they don't have enough talent, which means they can't be getting in shootouts. The most important player on your team needs to be Bijan Robinson. He was my pick last year for Offensive Player of the Year before the year, if you remember. I still think he is a superstar. I think he might leave this season as the best running back in football. And then get Kyle Pitts back re-engaged via Kirk Cousins. But you don't want to get in shootouts with that defense. I think Raheem knows this. Next.
Yes, sir. All right. Dan Quinn is back as a head coach. This time it's in Washington. Good news for him. There's nothing he can do that's worse than blowing a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. What's your advice for Dan Quinn?
Man, do not allow designed quarterback runs to be a big part of the first 2 months of your team. I understand that Jaden is great at that, and I understand that that is going to be one of Jaden's first instincts will be, I'm faster than these guys. Until you have seen for months of practice that he knows how to protect himself, tell him, man, you are sliding, you are getting out of bounds, and you are running as a last resort. I watched him in college take some of the most brutal hits. People talk about him and Lamar. Lamar is much thicker, or previously was, but also Lamar is the best I've ever seen at not letting people square him up. Don't let Jaden get lit up early, even if it puts a ceiling on your offense early. This is a long-term thing. And so I like Jaden's talent. He is so thin and takes such big hits that until he bulks up and learns how to avoid those hits, that would be my biggest focus. Next.
We just blessed Dan Quinn with 10 extra seconds. Jerod Mayo and Mike McDonald aren't only replacing legendary coaches, they also need your help. What's your advice for Jerod Mayo and Mike McDonald?
Well, I guess we need 60 seconds here because it's for two of them. For Jerod Mayo, man, just try to get through this season. Nobody wants to come play for you. You just traded away your best defensive player. And it would, honestly, if I knew Jerod, what I would tell him was, man, just make sure you have a good relationship with Kraft's kid. Because it seems like he's running the show. And this is going to be a brutal season. A brutal season. While I didn't believe the over-under for the Vikings could be set at 2.5, the Patriots, it could have been. It's not. I think it's 4.5. And it's not a bad thing if Drake May doesn't play for a little bit till you get your offensive line figured out. Like the Patriots are, really looking like for the second straight year they're going to be a bottom 2 team in the NFL. For Mike McDonald, it's a different story. Mike McDonald, man, I saw you listen, Roquan Smith is a great player. Kyle Hamilton is a great player. The rest of those players on the Ravens defense last year are not blue chippers. And you turned them into one of the 3 best defenses in football. I wonder what you can do with that Seattle defense with Weatherspoon. It doesn't have as much, it doesn't have Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith duo. But you have Weatherspoon, you have Reek Woolen, so you think your corners are taken care of. I think that division is a little more open than other people do. I think the Rams are good. I think the Niners are good. I don't think either one of them are great. And so I think if Geno can get back to the Geno he was 2 years ago, and if you allow, say, you know what, he's going to throw some picks, but I'm okay with that. We have 2 good wide receivers, maybe 3, with JSN, Lockett, and Metcalf. Chuck it deep, take chances on offense, and trust your own coaching acumen to raise the level of the defense. The Seahawks could be a sneaky team. So that's the advice I would give those guys.
Great advice.
Was that our? Thanks,
Dave Canales is in for quite the challenge in Carolina. Save the best for last. What is your advice for Dave Canales?
Well, this year is about one thing and one thing only. Can you get Bryce Young to a level where you feel like you don't have to start over at quarterback again? You were smart in that you spent money on interior offensive linemen this offseason, which you have to do because you have a short quarterback. He can't have pressure up the middle. It's just what you have to do. And pour as much resources as possible into that side of the ball. By the way, Baker's not very tall. You got a great season out of Baker. And see if at the end of the year you believe Bryce can tap back into the player he was at Alabama. I am highly skeptical because of the size. But this year is about nothing other than getting an answer about Bryce Young by the end of the season. I think he knows that. And also, just steer clear of the owner. Just the least contact you can have with that guy, the better. That's the advice I would give him. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.